Welcome to my channel, my new channel. I'm hoping that I'll be able to keep this up. I thought I would start a new channel, or I would start a channel talking about books. So by way of introduction, since this is my first video, I wanted to do I think it's called the BookTuber Newbie Tag, but the questions are so used all over, and there are so many people that have done that, and I wasn't sure if it was going to truly introduce who I am and what I want to do. So I thought I draft a brand new set of questions and take it from there. If you guys have anything else you need to know or that I'm not clear on, feel free to drop it down in the comments. I would love the interaction. Obviously, that's why I'm here. And let's get started. So I have my iPad with me because that's where I have the questions and a few bullet points so I don't forget or get lost in conversation. So yeah, let's get started. So I thought my first question should be, who am I and why did I start this channel? So my name is Anna and the channel's name is A New Angle. I've always loved reading. I've been a reader for as long as I can remember. I remember being really little and having to hide under the covers with a flashlight and a book after it was lights out and we needed to go to sleep. Sorry if I keep looking that way. My dog is walking around. I don't want her to get herself into trouble. But anyway, so I remember hiding under the covers of the flashlight and being caught quite a few times by my parents because I was reading past my bedtime. So ever since I could remember, I've been a reader. I've had bouts of not reading anything, or and then there are other times that I can devour books like they're going out of style. And then there are times when I just don't read anything. It depends. My life, like all of our lives, ebbs and flows, and it is what it is. Sometimes we don't have time to read, or we don't make time to read, because I think reading is something you make time for. So another reason why I created this channel, or I want to create this community, is I don't have that many people in my life that read the type of books that I'm attracted to, or that don't read at all. I have people in my life that just don't read. I can't remember the last time they picked up a book. So this is my way of connecting with other readers and getting recommendations from other readers. Yeah, and just my way of connecting. About the new name, A New Angle. So there's two reasons why the name stuck. So A New Angle is actually my Substack. I have a Substack. I've had it for a while. I'm not very consistent at posting. The past couple of weeks, I've been a little bit more consistent because I started a project. I'm reading through the Federalist Papers. And I'm kind of trying to figure out how the Founding Fathers saw into the future. So how did they relate to what we are going through today in 2025? So I'm reading it very slow. I read about one of the papers per week, and then I do a Substack about it. I think I did 3 papers, maybe 4 papers right now. I think the next one I'll be reading, which is this week, will be the Federalist number 5. And the Substack post should be going up next Sunday. Maybe I'll bring that discussion into this channel. We'll see. If you guys are interested, again, give me a comment down below, and I'm more than happy to discuss it here as well. But the other reason is a new angle. So there's a little bit of a secret in that name. So if you look at the initials of a new angle, they spell out Anna. And I just thought it was fun and an interesting way. I'm always looking for a different angle to look at things. I always feel like my perspective can always be reshaped by someone else's experiences. Yes, I could be stubborn and I could say, no, I'm not seeing it your way. But more often than not, I do see the other side. And so to me, that's a new angle, a new way of looking at things. And that's why I named the channel what I named it. So my gosh, this is the longest answer to who am I. If you need any more, if you have any more questions about who I am and why this channel started, please do leave me a comment down below. What kind of books draw you in? So I read across a variety of genres. It's probably easier to ask me what books I'm not interested in, and that would probably be, those would be horror. I'm not very good with gore and scary things. I don't like scary movies. I don't like scary books, which is interesting because I don't see, I forget what the word is, but I don't visualize. So if someone tells me to close my eyes and think of an apple, I don't see the apple. So when I'm reading a book, I don't see the environment. I don't see the world. I can picture it. I have an idea of what it could look like, but I don't see it. So it is interesting that horror and gore don't interest me at all, because I would imagine if I can't see it, I can't see it, right? So it shouldn't scare me, but it does. So those are the books that I'm not interested in at all. Otherwise, anything else, I'm game. I will read. I will give it a try. I'm also very quick at, if I'm not interested, I can tell from the beginning of the book that I am not interested. And I'm not the kind of person that could keep going. I can't force myself to do something that I'm not interested in doing. So there you have it, a little bit more information about me. I love stories that challenge me, and challenge my idea about the world and a perspective that I have. I'm always interested in changing that perspective if necessary, or seeing another person's point of view. Doesn't necessarily mean that my feelings about a certain thing are going to change, but I will be accepting of the other person's point of view. So those stories always interest me. How do books help you shape, so question number 3, how do books help you make sense of the world? Sorry. And another thing about this channel, I am not going to edit. I doubt it. I'll be editing anything. I am capable, but I'm not willing. So unless it's horrible, I don't think I'll be editing. So there will be mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're all human. How do books help you make sense of the world? They present someone else's perspective. So if you can't tell from the accent, I wasn't born here. I immigrated at the age of 13, so I do have an accent. So my world perspective comes from my parents, what I grew up around. That doesn't mean that it's the right way to see things. And I'm always very interested in how other people see the world around them. So something that could seem like a huge problem for me, maybe something really easy for someone else to overcome. And I'm always interested in seeing how that other person sees my problem. We could all learn from each other, and books help me learn. Question number 4. What's one book that changed the way you think and why? I don't know that there is one particular book that changed the way I think. I think all books change or reinforce the way someone thinks. But I can remember one book that's made a huge impression. The Little Prince. My dad used to read that book to me night after night after night. I don't remember if it was him that wanted to read the book to me, or if it was me that wanted him to read the book to me. I know that both of us really loved the book. Well, he probably loved it more than I did, because I don't know as a child how much I understood of the book, but I love it now. And I now have it. I bought a brand new copy, obviously, not the one that my dad used to read to me. I don't even know where that copy is, but I have one, and it's on my bookshelf now, to remind me of my dad. And then the Federalist Papers right now, which is the most recent thing I'm reading, the most recent project. And I think that book is helping me see that nothing is new, right? What we're going through were things that our forefathers were going through. They thought about the same things that we're now thinking about. Perhaps there were different ways of fixing the problem then, and now we just need to reassess and come up with new solutions, but it's nothing new. So that's one aspect that books have changed or reinforced how I see the world. Question number 5. What role does reflection or philosophy play in your reading life? Wow. I didn't even remember this question, but every book, fiction or nonfiction, is a glimpse into how someone else sees the world. I think learning about the author's background is important, and reflecting upon it is important, because every book is a little piece of the person who wrote it, and it presents you with a different view of a world that the author had. So I think reflecting on that is important, and it's then important to put it into action, right? It's not sufficient to just look and read words and say I read it. It's important to reflect on it and understand why someone thought that. Question number 6. How do you balance reading with work, family, and everything else? I don't. So like I said, this is my first video. It's a brand new channel. And I think that's probably going to be the most difficult part about having this channel. I have a full-time job, and I have a 2-hour commute back and forth. So 4 hours commuting, and then I have a full-time job. I have a family with whom I love to spend time with. I have 2 dogs. I have a house to clean. So I do have a pretty busy, filled with stuff life. I also have to read, and I also like to have certain hobbies, right? So I think for now, weekends are going to be the time when I will read, post, edit, or not edit, and create. and we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping to be able to get a video up every week. That may not be feasible for me, maybe every 2 weeks, but we'll see. I just need to find the time in between family obligations and work obligations to find that hour or hour and a half to film. Hopefully that's all it'll take. Question number 7. What do you want people to feel after watching your videos? I think first and foremost, I want people to feel community, to feel like this is a place where they can go and bring up any book. It doesn't matter what you're reading. You could be reading comic books. I can't remember the last time I read a comic book. I do like them, but I just never really thought about picking one up. So recommend me some comic books. Maybe I'll take you up on that. So yeah, first of all, a sense of community. Second, I think I would like this to be a fun place and a relaxing place, kind of like meeting a friend for coffee at your favorite coffee house or a bar and just having a drink and some appetizers and talking about anything and everything. Some days we could be talking about planning. I love planners. Some days we could be talking about shopping. I love shopping. Pens. Yeah, mostly I think we're going to stick to books, but this could be a place where we could talk about anything. Question number 8. What kind of conversations do you hope to start? Mostly I would hope to be able to start conversations about how we relate to each other and how my world, although different from yours, what I go through is not as different as we may think. I have stresses and I have happiness and I have days that I just don't feel like getting off the couch. And I'm sure your world is like my world. We just look at it from different perspectives. So I think I would like the conversations on this channel to be about different perspectives, different ways of looking at a book. How a passage in a book may have felt to me. How does that differ from how it felt to you? Why is it that I may love a book so much and you absolutely hate it? Those are the kinds of conversations I would like to have. Question number 9. If your channel had a quote on the wall, what would it be? And maybe we can do that. Maybe at some point I could try and create a quote for my wall. Right now I have this one, but which says, "Home is where our story begins." Yeah, so I thought and thought and thought, and I couldn't come up with anything. And then I thought, at the end of every good conversation, we realized we weren't so different after all. And that's the feeling I want to create. After a good conversation, we are all just people. And we all have the same feelings. We all go through the same feelings. We just look at things differently because of how we grew up, or the environment we live in, or the friends we surround ourselves with, or the things that we read. So yeah, I think that would be the quote. Question number 10. What does a new angle mean to me? Oh, I think I already went through all this before, but a new angle is a new way of seeing things. It's to question why it is that I feel the way I feel. Is it me? Or am I feeling what I'm feeling because that's what someone else told me I should be feeling? And believe me, that's not an easy thing to do. I'm much older than most of you, I think. And I just recently began to realize that my views and my feelings are just as important as everyone else's. I don't need to make myself smaller for someone else to feel better about themselves. So a new angle is a way of sparking new ideas, learning from someone else so that you can challenge the way you see the world. A way of staying curious, a way of not being happy with the status quo. So I think I've been talking for quite a while. And if I don't want to edit, I better stop this video soon. I hope you come and join me the next time. I don't know what it'll be right now. Like I said, I'm reading the Federalist Papers and I'm reading a fantasy book. I think it's part of a duology. The second book is coming out in January, so I need to finish this one before the second one comes out. And it's called To Shape a Dragon's Breath. I cannot say the author's name, but I will, if I remember, I will put it in the comments, in the description down below. And the Federalist Papers, like I said, I'm reading. And that's it. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye. Thank you for coming.